Ladies and gentlemen, night owls, insomniacs, and those of you who heard Carolyn outside her window last night despite living alone on a dead-end street, this is Silas, the Deranged, Garaynj, your humble host of the Noir and Horror Power Hour, broadcasting from between time and space, from the depths of the Wyrding well. Before we continue with tonight's tale, a word from our benefactors. The benefactors did not request this spot. The benefactors were summoned by recipe. The recipe was found in a book that predates the oven. The ingredients were listed in a language that has no word for optional. Everything in this recipe is mandatory. Everything in this recipe is ancient, and the baking time is listed as until the solstice ends. Now, some of you, and I do mean some of you because some of you are not, strictly speaking, you, may recall that this broadcast has been embroiled in a matter of some importance, the Great Cookie Debate. It began with oatmeal raisin. It evolved, or devolved, depending on your taxonomy, into oatmeal cranberry with orange zest. Premeditated baking, I called it. I stand by that assessment. Well, Grandfather Gorham has been listening. Grandfather Gorham always listens. And Grandfather Gorham has opinions. Grandfather Gorham's oatmeal cranberry cookies are dread. They arrive in a tin. The tin is cold. Not refrigerator cold, solstice cold. The cold of a night that has decided it owns more hours than the day and is not apologizing for it. The tin has no label. Just a symbol etched into the lid that you almost recognize from a dream you had as a child about a staircase that went down much further than any staircase should. Open the tin. The cookies are dark. Not burnt, dark the way old things are dark. The oats are still cut and stubborn. The cranberries are whole, not halved, and they are the deep red of something that was recently alive and is not entirely finished with the experience. And the orange zest, oh, the orange zest was grated by a hand with too many knuckles, with purpose, with premeditation. Bite into one. The texture is first. It is always the texture first, isn't it? The oats resist. They do not crumble. They yield, slowly, the way a secret yields to patience. Then the cranberry bursts, tart and defiant, the raisin's bolder cousin in a more confident dress. Then the zest hits the back of your tongue, and suddenly you are thinking of a winter that happened before you were born. A winter with torchlight and chanting and a procession of figures whose faces you cannot quite see. The dread comes later. Not from the cookie. The cookie is, by all accounts, exceptional. The dread comes from the realization that you've eaten 3, then 5. Then the tin is empty and you don't remember the last hour, and there are crumbs on your shirt that smell of December and caverns, and you want more. You want to go to the corner of Wither and Main and buy another tin and eat them in the dark while something ancient and patient hums a tune you've never heard but somehow know all the words to. The goblins recommend no more than 1 tin per solstice. Not because of the cookies, because of the procession. Customers who eat more than 1 tin have been known to walk to places they did not intend to go. Down stairways they did not know existed, to festivals they were not invited to but were, apparently, expected at. Grandfather Gorham's oatmeal cranberry cookies of dread, for when the debate needs a definitive answer, and the answer has orange zest. Available at Grandfather Gorham's grotesque confections, corner of Wither and Main. Seasonal. The goblins accept cash, silver, or one family recipe written in your grandmother's handwriting. They collect those. They say the old recipes have power. They do not say what kind. This has been a word from our benefactors. We return you now to the static between stations, where something is baking. You know, I've stayed out of the Great Cookie Debate. Officially, a host must maintain neutrality. But between you and me and the frequency that carries this signal to places it shouldn't reach, Grandfather Gorham may have ended it. Not because his cookie is the best, though it is, it absolutely is, but because his cookie is the oldest, and in matters of taste, as in matters of darkness, age settles all arguments. Pseudo-mutant, if you're listening, and I suspect you are, because you always are, your move. This has been Silas, the Deranged, Garaynj, signing off from the flicker between timelines, the only signal that doesn't blink when the darkness looks back. Sleep well, dear listeners, and if you smell orange zest and oatmeal when you close your eyes tonight, the cookies are already baked. They've been baked for a very long time. They were just waiting for you to be hungry enough to find them. The investigation continues.